Assalamu alaikum dear faculty. Today we are going to learn about how to fulfill compliance requirement for the course and how to complete the requirement of getting the link for the meeting recording and also how to comply with the requirements of SUIT portal. So there are two things which faculty needs to do in terms of the online education for a hybrid system which we are following in Sarhad University. First of all, you will have to upload your course material which will be uploaded for the particular lecture at least 24 hours before the conduct of your online Google Meet lecture, which will be your live session. So before that you have to complete your uploads to the SUIT portal. So here is the SUIT portal for my course. You can see in the top I've completed the section like news forum, where I share the news regarding this subject, official notifications. Then there are two textbooks, the class timetable schedule, which is basically the schedule for uploading lectures, and also schedule for my online lecture. So my online lecture, you can see over here the second semester, fourth semester. So for your particular semester you will upload your schedule over here. Then I've added class discussion, so you should be also adding this. Then because 1 week has passed, and in that I've added the number of lectures, which you can see over here, lecture number 1 and lecture number 2. So for a particular lecture, for completeness, there will be 3 different things required for the portal from your side. So this is the sheet which the coordinators will have to fill. So over here this is for a second semester, then there will be 4th semester, 6th semester, 8th semester. So all the subjects will be filled by your coordinator over here. So for example, my subject is geotechnical engineering 1 in second semester. So teacher name, the number of students enrolled in this course, and number of the students who have participated overall in the SUIT portal activity and your live sessions. So you will basically take an average of that, the number who are basically participating. Then the PDF of PPT will be uploaded to your SUIT portal for every lecture. So what we mean for PDF of PPT, this is the PDF of PPT. The link is available on Google Drive. So my PowerPoint lecture which I have delivered, its PDF slides are available over here with 2 slides per page format. So I'll go back. So if you have uploaded this, then it will be considered as 1. Then the next thing which you need to upload is your voice over PPT videos. So in this week I've got 2 lectures, lecture number 1 and lecture number 2. So I have uploaded voice over PPT videos of these lectures. So you can see over here it will just play from, I've added Google Drive and YouTube link, both of them. So you can see the lecture is being played from there. So these are 2 for these 2 lectures of week 1. So your coordinator will enter 2 lectures over here. Then detailed handouts. So for every lecture you will be giving detailed handouts. Like one is the course content introduction, so there is no handouts obviously for that. But for the lecture number 2, you can see the detailed handouts is basically a PDF documents of a detailed explanation of a lecture, because the detailed explanation is not in the written form in your PowerPoint presentation, and student will need this for the later study. So that is why you should provide the handouts as well, and there should be, for 2 lectures there will be 2 handouts, so your coordinator can enter 2 over here. So on portal these things are must: PDF of your PPT, voice over PPT video which you may have recorded using Camtasia or any other software, and your detailed handouts. So then compliance will be checked against the total lectures to be uploaded. So as we discussed earlier, for 3 credit hour course you have to at least upload 2 videos of 30 minutes, and for 2 credit hour course or 1 credit hour course, then you will have to upload at least 1 video of 30 minutes for compliance. Okay, and then there will be of course 1 voice over PPT, 1 detailed handouts, and 1 PDF of PPT. So this is the compliance as far as the portal is considered. So this is what has to be done. So the required lecture, and if there are any lectures missing, then they will appear in your coordinator comments over here for the compliance, which will be sent to the registrar office. Now coming to this section, which is regarding the online meetings using Google Meet, or some people if they are using Zoom. So now the compliance requirement in this case requires two things. You have to generate your attendance for the course and save it, and you can send it in Excel file format, or you can send the link, shareable link, to your course coordinator as well, or department coordinator. So you will just copy your attendance from here, or you can have a save button over here, because I have not taken the attendance over here. If anybody else appear in the list, there will be save button available over here. But sometimes if even the app crashes and fails to save it, you can just copy all the attendance like this, Control C, and you can open your attendance file and place it over there. So I can just place the attendance over here, and you can see all the attendance which I've taken with the tick marks, they are appearing over here. So I will show you the sample attendance which I've taken in the previous class, which you can see over here. So there are a number of students you can see who are present. The tick mark basically indicates that the student is present. With some of the students there are no tick marks, so you need to be careful with that, because when you scroll down, you'll see there are some students in your subject with question mark over here. So these are the students who have attended your session, but their name was not there on your already uploaded attendance in the app, which I have explained in my earlier videos. Now over here you can see, interestingly, there is student Adnan Khan over here, Adnan Khan -008. So Adnan Khan was present, and I've entered his name as well, but in our record his name was written only Adnan. So that is why the software didn't pick it, because the student was using name Adnan Khan. So there was some discrepancy in terms of name. So what you should do next time when you uploading the list of the attendance, you should change it to Adnan Khan. I will change it to Adnan Khan in my case as well, and then his attendance will be also marked with a tick above, and it will not appear with a question mark over here. But anyways, the students with a question mark also has participated, so you can just manually write your attendance in front over here, like 1 for him, 0 for this one. Okay, so this way you can just simply write over here the attendance. So 0, 1, 0, and then 1 for these students. So you can just complete your file later on by considering tick is equal to 1 over here, and the one where there is no tick, you can mark it 0. But you'll have to make sure if that student, like for example Adnan Khan was present, I can see from the question mark over here, so I'll mark him 1 over here and delete that entry, but I will just make it Adnan Khan over here, and next time I will copy this attendance file, the ones with the tick, in my attendance, and it will automatically take them. So this file you should save. In my case, I usually conduct attendance with both methods. So this is the method 1, which I explained on my earlier video regarding the attendance, and this is the method number 2, in which I've taken attendance 3 times during my meeting. You can see it 2:45 during session, 3:48, and 16:03 or 4:03 p.m. So you can see over here the number of students. Some of them are disconnected later on, you can see because of the connection issues, etc. So this column basically shows the most participation. So these are the number of students which are basically present. But the method 1, as I explained earlier in my video, usually proved to be useful, so I will suggest you are using the method 1, which is this one, all right, and which is shown by this tick sign over here. Now the next thing is that, as I mentioned, you should record your meeting. Never forget that in the beginning you should start recording. Whenever you start your class, you should make sure that you have started the record, like red button. Now it means that this meeting is being recorded, and also you should make sure that attendance is working. All right, before you are sending the link to the student, you should make sure that both these things are working. There is another advantage of using record over here, because when you turn on the record button, and the students are joining this meeting, they will be prompted that this meeting which you are going to join is recorded. So usually teachers have a complaint that students are making noise, or some students are trying to disturb the class, so they will be careful that the meeting is being recorded, and they will try to behave nicely. Most of the students are behaving nice, they are very cooperative, but sometimes there are issues. So make sure you start recording the meeting before you send the invitation from here by copy joining info to the student. So don't just straight away send the invitation, copy it from here. Now coming to compliance. You have finished the meeting, so what you should do, you should stop recording. So once you click on stop recording, it will ask you to, do you want to stop recording? You will say yes. Remember to stop the recording, and it says the recording will be saved to Google Drive. If you do not stop the recording, your recording will not be saved to your Google Drive. So make sure before you finish the meeting and before you leave the call from here, you should click the stop recording, so the recording is being saved to your Google Drive. So once that is finished, now I've already copied my compliance data as far as the registration numbers and the attendance is concerned. So that is done. Now I need to copy the link and send it to my coordinator so he can send it to registrar, because this activity will take place every day. So every day once you finish the lecture, do not wait for it. Alright, I will just leave this meeting now. So usually what I do, when I close the meeting, it is asking me, do you want to save the attendance or leave without that? It will ask you, of course, if you're not done that, you should just do that. So now I've left the meeting. So do not leave it over here. Send the link to your coordinator immediately. Alright, do not delay it too much, because then your coordinator will be sending you email, because this compliance, the video recording of the live lecture, that needs to be sent to registrar office on daily basis. So what you should do, where will be the recording, you will go to your Google Drive. So if I click on Drive, now my Google Drive will be open. Here you can see on the top, Meet Recordings. So this is where my recordings are being saved. So once you click on this, you will see the number of recordings appearing over here. So this was my last lecture on 2nd June. It is appearing, and its chat data is also available. The chat data is the data in which the students will ask you a question during the session. And you can see the session which I have just recorded, that has not appeared yet. So what you will do, you will just refresh the page, because it takes sometimes usually to appear over here in your Google Drive. So you should just wait for it for a bit. Okay, now you can see the recording is here. One other thing is that you will, whenever the recording is available, you will get an email as well, and in your suite email. So you can just open in Drive over here. You can access it from here as well. So if I click, it will just directly take me to the recording. But sometimes it will not play the recording immediately, because the Google is still processing that file. So it will sometimes take some time to process this file and upload it to the system over here. So you can see over here my earlier recorded video was processed, and this is now processed as well, because now it is just 2 MB size. I've just recorded few minutes for you over here, but my lecture was 550 megabytes. So if your file size is large, you should not worry. If you have clicked the stop recording button, it will appear over here after a few minutes, and then it will take like 10 and 15 minutes to format the file and to compress it. So it will take some time in processing. After that, it will be available over here. So don't worry if the file is not playing and it's still available over here, it's still working. Now another important thing which you need to do, if you send the link of this file to your coordinator, it will still not be accessible to him, because you can see over here by default your Meet recording folder is not shared. You want to see the example of shared folder, and you can see this soil mechanics or trial folder, and you can see this human icon over here. So this means that this is shared with other people. but if you do not see this icon, it means that particular folder is not shared. So rather than sharing, changing the sharing setting of each and every file, you should just make the whole folder shareable, because then you will be sharing these videos on the portal as well with the students. So I will tell you how to do it. So you'll just right click on the Meet recording folder, and you can click share or get shareable link. In both cases you will get this dialog box open with you. Now you can see over here right now it is restricted. So restricted means that only you can view this recording and nobody else can view it. So what you will do, you will click on this change link to Sarhad University Science and IT. So you will get this option, but still I do not want to share with Sarhad University only, because most of your students do not have Sarhad University ID. So you will click on this once again, and you will then select anyone with the link. So once you have selected, it means that anyone who has the link to this file can basically access it, or link to this folder. In this case I've shared folder, that's why we'll call it folder, and then click done. So once you have done that, you can still see there is no human logo appearing over here. So you'll just refresh your page once, and you can see now your folder logo is changed. Alright, so now any file in this folder will be accessible to the people who has the link. Now how to share it with the coordinator, how to send it to him. So now this is the recording which I've just recently done, okay, at 12:05 a.m. It's 12:05 in night. So I will just click right click on this and click get shareable link. Now the link is copied. Many people have made a mistake and they have shared the joining link for the meeting. That is not required. The link for your video is required, which is available over here. So you will just right click on this video file and get shareable link. So once you click on that, it gives you a message link copied to the clipboard, so it is available with you. So what you should do, you should make a spreadsheet like this. So recording of online class through Google Meet, Spring 2020, Department of Civil Engineering, date it, on which date you have taken the lecture, serial number, name of the faculty with designation, course or the subject which you have taught, Geotechnical Engineering 1, program is BE Civil Engineering 4th semester, week number is 1, and you will copy and paste the link over here. So you can see over here my link is available. So anyone who just click on this link, he can just access that particular recording. So I can just copy on this and place it in any window, and it will open my last lecture video. You can see over here this was my last lecture, so it is opening that, and they can play it. But if you do not allow the permission, or if you copy the meeting joining link, then it will not work. So this is the link which you will need. So once you have entered this over here, just click the save button, just get your attendance file of your course, this one, and also this link in which you have given detail. Send these files immediately to your coordinator, and then you are done. So make sure that you do this immediately after completion of the lecture. Once again, remember that because you have taken 2 hours lecture, the requirement is at least 1 hour 45 minutes to 2 hours lecture for 3 credit hour course, the online lecture. So because the video size will be large, it will appear on your Google Drive few minutes later than when you have clicked the stop recording button. So don't panic, it will appear there, and you will also get an email over here that your meeting recording is available like this. Alright, so you can access your recording from here as well, and you can access the recording from there as well. One other way of copying the link is that if you have opened the video, you can also copy the link from here as well. So this is the video which I want to share, so I will just click on these 3 dots. So over here also you have share option, so you click on share and you will have a shareable link, and because the default folder setting is anyone with a link, so it is this. Otherwise, if you have not done that, then you should just change it and click on copy link. So the link is copied, and then you can copy it in Excel file. So Also, one other thing which I've left is that you should share the link to your Google Meet recording on your portal as well. Like this is the link which I have shared for my week 1 lecture 1 and lecture 2 for both of them, because there are 2 lectures uploaded and then there is one 2-hour session which I have done. So I have placed the link of that live session at the end of the second lecture over here, so your coordinator or anyone else, they can check it over here. Also the students who have missed the live session, so they can also check this as well. So link to the Google Meet recording for week 1 lecture 1 and 2, recording of week 1 live session. So the students can just click on this and the live session recording will be played. So if somebody has missed something or missed a portion of the lecture, or if they have not joined the meeting because of some personal reasons, so they can just come here and they can just open this live recording and they can just play it from here. So make sure to provide the link for your Google recording at the end of the lecture, the ending lecture of that week. Like lecture number 2 is the second lecture in my week 1, so I've placed it over here. When I'm lecture week 2, then I'll place the link under the lecture number 4 over here. So because I've hidden them right now, so they are gray. This one is highlighted because this is the recent lecture and this is the lecture which I've delivered before that. So hopefully this was very fruitful. If you still have any questions, you can ask me anytime and we are there to help. Thank you very much and good luck.